A while back I posted a video about fungus growing on my trees, and I sent photos to the forest management in South Carolina, and he told me that we're too densely the trees are too dense and we need to thin out our trees. And so we've been working on eliminating some trees around here. Little irises, they're very happy here. They grow big and tall, and they keep multiplying. So that's wonderful. Look at all the irises. I have lots of purple irises now to go along with my yellow irises. I love seeing the flowers. Purple is such a nice color. I love it. Jose says this is the prettiest flower we have in our yard. Wonderful, wonderful. And my blue spruce is getting taller. I planted that here. Thinking about taking out that tree to make room for that. That's kind of what I do when there's trees I don't like. I will plant something nearby, like, okay, here's a scrub oak tree. Although it's a pretty good sized tree, I don't really like scrub oaks. They're just an ugly tree. They always have dead branches and they're kind of craggy looking. But I started this magnolia tree right here, which is doing really, really good. And the magnolia tree will get to be a big tree that will just make a big shade tree. And so as this gets a little bigger, my plan is to take this tree out. And this will kind of take over the shady spot. My tree replacement theory. That tree is a wild cherry tree, and I hate them. They just fall apart. You see, it's got a dead part of it, and I don't know, they're such a brittle tree. They wind up not looking good as they fall apart, so I may have to take that one out too. This is another strange tree. It's a wild cherry tree. It needs to go. We don't need so many trees in this area. I might take out this one too, because that's a scrub oak and I hate it. But I'll keep that one because it's big and it's not a bad shape. It's a scrub oak, but it puts a nice shade in this area, and I'll keep that. I put this here. It was only like 4 feet tall. Now it's taller than me. It's really growing up, but this tree is too close to it. And I don't know how big this will get and how much space it needs, but I think I definitely want to make space so it can really fill out. The tree here is a wild cherry tree. The top of it is dead. It's so typical of these wild cherry trees. The berries are poisonous to cows, but we don't have any cows. And this is a scrub oak, and it's still pretty young. See how craggy looking and ugly? Yeah, that's why this tree's got to go. I don't like it. And I just think it's ugly. We'll take it out. But that, we'll keep it. It's beautiful. We keep beautiful. We get rid of ugly. Because we are trying to beautify our yard and our property. Oak tree, it's big and it's beautiful, and it's my favorite type of oak. The oak trees that have this kind of a leaf, the shape of a leaf, they grow nice and tall and fairly straight and make a wonderful shade tree. I love this kind of oak tree, but I don't like the scrub oak. It's just a craggy looking tree, and this is one destined to go. I'm going to take that tree out so we can help the grass grow better here. It's a good view of the oak tree. Isn't that beautiful? It's a very nice tree. Those are my favorite type of oak trees. There is a third kind. I'm undecided about the pear tree. It hasn't been very fruitful lately. It did have a year where a lot of branches turned black and they all fell off, and now the base of it looks pretty scrappy looking. A lot of branches are missing. And I don't even know if I saw any blossoms this year. I think it's taken a year off. So I don't know if the tree's gonna recoup. And usually, some years I get a lot of pears. And then other years, the pears are here, and the next day I come out, they're all gone because the deer attack. And I think that's why a lot of the branches get broken from the deer. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Whether I keep this tree or not. We'll see how it does this year. Here I have blueberries. The blueberries are growing. Awesome. This will be the first year that I'll have not a whole lot, but I have some blueberries growing here. Great. I have planted probably one tree for every 2 trees I've taken out. I'm placing the not so pleasant trees with some prettier trees. And I think I'm going to have to cut down this tree. This is a wild cherry tree. It's partially dead and it's splitting. These trees are so brittle. They just fall apart. It gets pretty rough looking, so I think I'm going to take it down. It's a little too close to the cottage anyways. So at first I wanted to keep it, but now I'm thinking that it's too close to the cottage. It's going to be a pain. And then it's always falling apart. I'm getting to where I don't like the wild cherry trees. Of course, we got pines here, pine there. Here's a nice oak. I like the oaks. The oaks are great, but I got some scrub oaks back there. Jose says he wants to take down some of these small trees here. This tree. This is a young oak. I'd like to keep that one, but that's a scrub oak. I don't like scrub oaks, so that can go. And these are just some wild little, young, wild looking things. I don't know what they are. That oak is probably too close to the cottage. Its branches will become a problem with the roof, so we'll probably take that out. That's an oak and that's an oak, but they're too close to the cottage, so I think they're gonna have to go. Easier to take them out when they're young. And all these little trees in here, we'll take them out. Looking tree. It must have got bent at the time that this land was cleared, and it leans over the cottage. I think I'm going to take that one out. This is an oak right here, between a pine and a pine. That one's leaning that way. I might take that one out and this one, and keep that one. Keep that, take it out, take it out. These are scrub oaks, a whole cluster of them. I kind of like the shade they bring. I'll have to constantly trim the branches though, and I see a lot of dead branches. That's the thing with the scrub oaks. They always having branches die off and fall on the ground. We're constantly having to pick up branches around here. Wild looking tree. It's been bent out of shape. And it's a wild cherry tree. My husband said he's going to take these trees out. Now that we have a chainsaw, but we have an oak tree right here that we've been allowing it to grow because it'll make a nice shade tree. And it's not too far from the cottage. They grow nice and straight and tall. They'll make a nice big shade tree, so we'll let that one stay. We just took out a tree in front of the cottage here because it was It was a wild cherry tree that was just dying anyways. It was breaking apart, so we took it out. Jose is digging up the roots so that it doesn't try to grow back. If you cut down a pine tree, it will die and it won't grow back. But most other trees will do everything it can to try to grow back.
Oh boy.
What?
Chainsaw needs sharpening. Yeah, quick that. You cut that?
Very nice. Yeah, it did better than the chainsaw.
Yeah.
So because I got the big root out, there's a big hole there now. There's still one more, maybe two roots to take out. So the tree is gone, the stump is out of the ground, and the hole is filled up. Now we just need to haul that stump to the burn pile. My son's coming over in a little while so he can help my husband lift this stump. Moss growing right here on the ground, and it is spreading to the trees and it's killing these trees. So the trees in here are susceptible because of this moss that is growing all over the ground. So we're going to have to deal with that. My son, my youngest son, Jared, just alerted us to what danger moss is to other vegetation, and I was totally unaware of it. Now I don't mind if it kills that tree because that's a scrub oak tree and I want to get rid of it anyways. And we were going to take out a couple of trees here. We might wind up taking them all out. I'm not sure, because I kind of need the shade here for the flowers, because the flowers don't like to have direct sun all day long. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with my flower bed here, which I've been so happy with. I don't want to ruin it, but we definitely got to deal with the moss, because that's a problem. Moss will also prevent grass from growing. We've been making good progress with the grass. We've gotten a lot more grass than what we had when we first moved in. And this is another tree I want to get rid of. It's scrub oak and it's ugly, so it's destined. But I don't want the moss here taking up space so that grass can't grow. So here's another area where we've got to get rid of the moss. In the process of digging up the moss that I had planted at the base of this wonderful oak tree. I love this tree and I don't want anything to happen to it. But I just learned that moss sucks all the water out of the ground. So putting it there was detrimental to the tree. Moss is a fungus and it's like a virus. It spreads. So I am working on cleaning it out and I'm going to do something different around the base of the tree. I'm not exactly sure. Got a couple of ideas. I want it to look pretty. I thought the moss was romantic looking and I thought a moss garden would be a great idea. Nope, it was a bad idea. You know, we live and learn. We make mistakes and then we have to correct our mistakes. It's such a wonderful day to be outside and working. We have a warm sunny day, but not too warm, not yet, because it's morning. It'll get hot this afternoon. We got blue skies, just gorgeous temperature. For the past week, I have kept the windows open in the house. Now this afternoon, it's going to get warmer, so I might have to close the windows and turn on the AC. But I've been avoiding using the AC. It's been keeping our electric bill low, which is great. I know that's going to change, and pretty soon we'll have to run the AC every day. Usually we try to not use it at nighttime, but it depends on how hot it gets. You ever just like stare up at the trees and enjoy the leaves? I do. I love it. I enjoy it very much. Sitting under this oak tree reminds me of when I was a child, staying at Pa's house. Although I think it was a maple tree. We would sit under the maple tree and she would teach us how to crochet, my best friend and I. So maybe that's what gives me fond memories of trees. One other problem that we have to constantly deal with this yard is that of erosion. The road is higher than where our house sits. And you probably can't tell from this video, but you can see our driveway. We got exposed roots where the rain will come washing down the driveway, and it comes down. You can almost see the pattern of where the water flows from where it runs down. This is the path of the water. You can kind of see the trails of where the water goes, and the sand just keeps washing down. You can see it goes like this. I'm following the trail of where the water goes. And in the sand, you can see the trail. It just washes towards the backyard. See, you can see that we just had rain recently. It created these little patches. And so the sand just washes all the way back from the road. You can see the path where the sand just washes from the road all the way down our driveway into our backyard. The ground is higher here, and you can see how there's more space here underneath the shed. The rain also washes down this way, which just goes towards that same back path. I did have these little patches of rock that are in little cement. I have a bit of an erosion problem right here because our driveway slopes downhill and the water comes right down here, and you can see that it's exposing the roots. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these as sort of a stone path. I'll place the concreted rocks, kind of like a puzzle in here, and fill it in with some sand, and hopefully I can prevent some of the erosion that's taking place. But around the base of the tree, I got to figure out something else. Maybe I'll put some monkey grass around it. I got plenty of it. My hedge is beginning to fill out. It's doing great. I finally gave it a little bit of a trim. I'll trim it more as it grows. But here, I have so much monkey grass. This stuff grows amazing. What I love about it, it becomes very dense, and it kind of fills in the blank areas. And so I've been, I started with just a little bit here, and I'm gradually spreading it out, and it's just multiplying. I got a bunch of it here, and it gets really thick to pull out and separate. And I got this one little bush. It's a baby bush that comes from that plant right there. That's a mama crepe myrtle with beautiful pink, dark pink blossoms. It's always shooting out runners. So we've got one, we got two. I think I saw one growing over there too. So there's 3 new babies. Every year it shoots out new babies, and they always wind up in here. I suppose they'd be in there, but we mow it. And so I've been taking them, digging them up, and transplanting them around the yard. Thank you, Mama Plant. You're doing a great job. Working on developing a line of monkey grass along the front edge of this little area. But you can see just how thick it is. There's so many plants in here. And I have to constantly take plants out of here. So I could put that around the oak tree. That would be nice. I removed the moss from the base of the tree and put some soil there. I don't know what I'm going to put in there. Oh, looks like Grandma has used this area to go to the bathroom. I see some paw prints. The rocks I put here, which has been working great as a deterrent for too much water flow. It's been holding back the water so it doesn't come in here and wash out the sandy part. So I might actually add a little bit more of those rocky little patches, little rocks set in concrete to kind of establish the path here. We also cemented this side of the barrier because the ground is lower on this side than it is on that upper end. My husband finished removing the tree and took out the tree stumps that were here and I transplanted some monkey grass. It gradually will fill in this area. Got the monkey grass right here, where you see the dirt. You can see there's still plenty here. That monkey grass is awesome because it'll just keep multiplying and it'll keep spreading out, and it actually becomes so dense that it chokes out the life of any other plant. So it really is a great little thing to just be a filler so that no other trees or plants will grow in this area. We have plans to eliminate this giant tree here just because we want to build a garage in this location. We already have electrical underground so that we can attach to our garage. And there's a few more trees that we need to take out here. But if you selectively take out certain trees, you will have healthier trees remaining. Like these two trees are right close together. That's too close together. One is a pine tree and one is a scrub oak tree. So we'll have to make a decision which to keep and which to take out. This tree here is an oak tree. It's one of my favorite type of oak trees. I love it. The way it spreads out and creates a nice canopy of shade. Behind it is a pine tree. The pine tree is very messy. It drops pine needles and pine cones all over the place. And where there's pine straw, you don't have grass growing. So I'd really like to get rid of that. I hope we can keep this, but if it gets in the way of the garage, it might have to go. It depends on how far up we put the garage. Of course, this fence is going to have to come down at some point. We put it up to hide the ugliness of the chicken coop. It was cute when it started, but then it gets dirty and messy and really ugly. I don't know what I'll do with the fence. I don't really have a use for it. I won't toss it in case I decide to put it up somewhere else for some useful purpose. I don't know. And I found a home for all this wire that we took down. There's somebody could use it for their garden, and they also have a goat, so it'd be useful. So I'm glad that I found somebody who can use it, so they're going to come and get it and get that out of our way, or at least most of it. We've been living on this property for about 14 years, and we're constantly modifying it, constantly improving it, constantly changing it, and the landscape has changed a great deal. We've taken out a lot of trees, but there's still a lot more trees that need to go just to make the space better. I do love trees. I love having them. I like the privacy, the shade. I like seeing the green leaves. I love having trees. I wouldn't want to be without them. I'm thankful that we live where we are, but when we first moved in here, it seemed like a wilderness. I felt like we were camping in the woods. I felt like we were taming the wilderness because it was kind of a jungle, a wild, disorganized forest that crept up to the house. We've pushed the forest back quite far. We've let certain trees remain, like this one. I love it, so we'll let that grow up. I have a lot of pine trees, which inspired me to learn how to make pine needle baskets. So I have ready access to pine trees. I don't need all these trees. I just want a few trees to give me the supply that I need. The property wasn't much to look at when we moved in. It was kind of wild, overgrown, too many trees, not too many flowering bushes. So I've been working on planting different sort of trees. Like I planted the blue spruce over there. And I planted magnolia tree, which is very, very young. Right there's a little magnolia tree, which one day will be a great big tree. I don't know how long it takes to grow. It may take many years before it becomes a great tree. And I've planted some spruce in the backyard, trying to get rid of ugly trees, introduce better looking trees, and adding flowering bushes. It's a work in progress. Every year we make some improvements. Someday the yard will be beautiful. The side of the property is still pretty much a wilderness. We've cut down some trees. There's still a lot of trees, and constantly we have to pick up branches. There's so much maintenance when you have property, there's so much maintenance that has to be tended to. And I think the more trees you have, the more work you have. We've improved the property a great deal, inside and out. The yard, the building itself, inside and out. We're not finished. We're never finished. There's always more things to do. There's always one more thing to do. But we made great progress on growing grass. Right now the grass is needing to be cut, but it's growing. That bush was a tiny little bush when I planted it. Well, it's two bushes. The left side is white and the right side is pink. And those have become very big, and I finally trimmed them. That is how small these plants were when I first planted them. So it takes time to get them to be big. We haven't really cleared that other side of the driveway because Jose says, I don't want to mow that. But you know what? I think mowing the grass is easier than walking around picking up sticks all the time. I am thankful that we have trees on our property. We're just trying to manage them. We don't want them to be too crowded. You can see over there's a tree that needs to go. That tree right there. And guess what kind of tree it is? It's a wild cherry tree. I keep taking out the cherry trees. There's a wonderful oak right there. Nice oak tree right there. See, it grows nice and straight and tall. So, yeah. Oh, this one right here, it's kind of weird. Look, it's got this weird little bulge. That is a cherry tree. We want to take out the trees, the bad trees, so that the good trees can spread out and be glorious. Zoom in on the cherries. There you go. See the cherries? The little cherries are green right now. They will eventually turn red. And no, I don't eat them. They don't get to be very big. They're very small. They just drop on the ground and plant cherry trees everywhere. There's that great oak tree. But look how close. We got 2 pine trees right there. And a pine tree right there. And here is the oak tree. So it would be a good idea if there were a few less trees around here, so that this oak tree can grow big and strong and be the wonderful shade tree that it can be. It needs space to spread out. But there's a lot of trees here. My personal opinion from observation that the forests in South Carolina are disorganized. And that's mainly because there are these vines that just climb all over and grow all over everything. And it just overtakes. Like here's one right here. Look, see? It's grows all over and just lays all over everything. And it smells interesting over here. There's something. Oh yeah, I see the white flowers. Oh, let me zoom in. That smells really good. Don't know if you could see the white flowers. Oh yes, the white flowers. Oh, that smells really nice. There's a bunch of it up here. Look at all the white flowers. It smells wonderful. Oh my goodness, it's everywhere. Wow, it smells so pretty here. Whatever this tree is, I'm not sure. There is a vine. I see a vine. It wraps around the tree and it goes around. I need to figure out. Okay, here we go. Here is a close-up of, oh, these flowers. I don't know what they are. I don't know what this is, but that smells so nice. And I see the white blossoms are everywhere. Ooh, it's not the vine. It's something else. And that smells lovely. Oh yeah, I see it everywhere. Right up here, those little white blossoms. I don't know what that is. It's just this little tree. And it just smells so nice. I might have to pick some of that and take it in the house because it just smells so nice out here. But anyways, as I was saying, the forest of South Carolina, they're very messy and dense, and the way the vines just crawl all over everything, it just becomes a mess. And it's really hard to walk through the forest. Now we've been clearing and taking stuff out, so it's not so bad here. But you go into the untouched forest, and it's really hard to walk in because of the vines that grow all over everything and just drape over everything. There's a group of scrub oak, and you can see a vine that is wrapping its way around the tree, going up the tree. That vine grows all over everything. It becomes like a canopy that lays all over the top of everything. Another example, right here is a great oak tree, but it's being crowded out because there's a scrub oak here. That's a good oak. That's a scrub oak. That one should go. And there's also a pine tree here. And there's a group of pine trees. Well, let's see. Nope, those are two pine trees, and sandwiched in the middle is a scrub oak. The trees are too close together. We need to take out some of these trees. And there's always new seeds being planted all the time. You know, trees drop their seeds, and young trees are always trying to grow up. So I tend to walk around the property and look, and I have to decide, you know, what to dig up, what to kill, what to let live, so that we can have healthier trees. So anyway, I hope you gained some useful information, some value out of this video that I didn't really exactly plan out. When I started editing this video, I thought I was going to be making an update on my crafting cottage, but it went a different direction. I was looking at my footage and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, that needs to be in a different video. And so this video became about trees and the work that we're doing, the improvements that we need to make on our property. They smell so pretty. I'm taking these in the house to have a giant bouquet. And about moss and flowers. Thanks for hanging out with me on this impromptu, unplanned video as I rambled on while I surveyed my property. I'm probably just talking to the void. I'm not even sure that anyone will be interested in this content. But if you made it this far, I thank you. Thank you for watching. The cat likes it too. Lovely little white flowers. They smell so good. I had to bring some inside.